Alright guys and girls, welcome to another episode of Astral Order. It's like the Star Trek signal, beam me up. Civi, beam me up. Can you dig it? Alright guys, check it out. Today we got a 2010 Honda Accord, and what I'm going to do is show you how to replace the struts, but we're going to be doing this called the quick strut, the whole strut assembly, and a right side wheel bearing. Now guys, there is a lot of important information coming up in this video, so definitely stay tuned. Coming up on Astral Auto Repairs. This channel is a member of the Astral Stars, which means we have a zero tolerance policy against the harassment of others. Anybody who violates that policy will be banned. For further information, please visit www.theastralstars.com. Alright guys, check it out. This is important information number one. Now, this customer, we're doing the right side. This customer had this wheel bearing done a year ago. Nothing was wrong with the way they did it and all, but now, a year later, it went bad again. Your wheel bearing will go bad if you got bad struts. That's right, I'm telling you that right now, guys. If you got bad struts, it will mess up your wheel bearing. Any front end component, it will mess it up. You gotta tell me. That's impossible. That's some bull, man. That's some bull. Nobody else on YouTube taught me that, but I'm about to show you. Let's pull out the whiteboard, and we'll be right back. All right, guys. You know I'm not no artist, so just bear with me on this. All right, first you have your wheel, your tire, right? That's your tire. Now, in the middle of this tire is your wheel bearing. That's what's spinning the axle, spinning the tire. That's your wheel bearing. Now, what's connecting all this to the car is your strut assembly. Now, what is the job of that strut assembly? The job of that strut assembly is to keep pressure down on your tires, so when you hit a bump, a pothole or something, it hits it and then it lets it up come slowly. It just don't go boom and bounce around. Now, inside your wheel bearing, let's get a better look at the wheel bearing here. You got the outside, and inside of here you got a bunch of needles, and then you got the center of it, and all this part right here in the center stays still, but out here it's constantly turning. So if this strut is no good, if this strut is no good, every time that strut comes down and hit a pothole, you're putting all that pressure on those little needle bearings right there. All those bearings, in this case, it's round little bearings. So it's a constant boom, 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 boom. A constant up and down, a vibration. It will tear those bearings up. But if your strut is good, it will hit down once, come back, and continue on. Now, how do you check for a bad strut? Guys, this is going to be so simple, you ain't going to believe it. We'll be right back. Alright guys, this is how you check the struts on your car. You go to one corner of the car where the strut is, and you push down on it a couple times. You let it go. If that car bounces, put it this way, it's supposed to only bounce, come back once, maybe twice. That's it, and stops. If it does more than that, your strut is bad. Now this is the left side of the vehicle. So, watch what happens. Push it up. It pretty much stays still once or twice. Let's go over here to the right side.
Wait till I get here.
Dang it, you got me making me.
Jeez.
Ready? See how many times that bounces? Go over here towards. Wow. You got it here. It bounces more than the left side. So I know this strut is no good, and that's what this bearing, that's why this bearing over here is no good. Now guys, check this out. There's another important thing you got to know about these. A lot of cars, you're going to see there's going to be, once we take this off, I don't know if it's going to have one. We're going to stick at the left side also. But a lot of cars have a ground wire. Check this out, guys. A ground wire from the strut to the body. If that ground wire breaks, it will mess up your wheel bearing. Check that out. It will, because it's not grounded, for some reason, I have no idea why, but it does. And that's from the manufacturer. They put a ground wire from the body to the strut. So if you see that wire there and it's broken, put it back. All right. Wow. We got a missing lug nut here. Definitely let the customer know about that. But anyway, let's jack this car up so we can get these tires off. We'll be right back. All right, guys, check this out. When we do this, Civvy said it looks like the left side bounced a little bit more. So we got to backtrack here. Let's do this. Let's do this again. Huh? All right, let's go check out that left side. Oh man, I can move this a lot easier. Oh heck yeah! Civvy with the 5 points. Let's try that again, guys. Look, I'm not even taking a lot of pressure on this. I'm just. Oh, this one is definitely bad. Let's go back to this one. See, and I can't hardly move this one like I can that one over there. All right, guys, we got the left side that's no good. So I think what we have here is the left bearing is no good. Now let me go talk to the customer. Let me go see which did she have, one side done or both sides? Because I think it's that side right there that's causing the noise. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, safety first. All right, first of all, we got the hydraulic jack here in the front of the vehicle, right up on the frame right there. So we got it right there, jacked it up, and then in the back, we got both our jack stands. And being that we're on dirt here, just like I told you guys, you gotta have a base. So I got plywood under the jack stand for added support. And I'm gonna leave my hydraulic jack right there. All right, so then we noticed that it must have been wheel locks up here because it's missing a lug here as well. So what you want to do is get you a 19mm deep 1/2" drive socket, grab your air gun or your cordless gun, and let's take both tires off. We'll be right back. All right, guys, the first thing we want to do is, this is your outer tie rod right here. Now on the bottom of your outer tie, you're going to see a little cotter pin or something. You just got to twist that cotter pin. Get that out. Yeah, these things ain't all that easy. Definitely gonna get you a new one. Okay, let's go do the other side. Bear back. All right, guys, here we go. The other one.
Wait a minute, it's dark. Okay. Okay.
All right, let's bend. Get a bigger pair of wire cutters instead of. Am I in your way?
Nope. Hey, can you cut that where it's circle right there? Can you cut that and then
Right
pull
here?
it from the other side?
Yeah, you can. Let's see. No, I mean you can if I had better.
Oh, I see. No, I was just asking as in general.
Oh, yeah, you can. You can cut it and get it in. You know what? Let me get this thing out of here. All right, got that one out. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, then take your same 19mm deep socket, 1/2" drive, and there is a nut right up here. You want to just go up there, take that nut off, do the other side. Now the next process, guy, is going to be called shock and awe. Now what you want to do, you got to pop this outer tie rod. You got to take it out of the spindle right here. It ain't coming out that easy. And now the way they do this is they got a fork that goes right there, and you hit the fork in and it pops this out up. But you damage the boot. You don't want to do that. And it looks like somebody did that on the other side because that boot is torn. I'm going to show you in a minute. So what you want to do is get you a nice hammer, nice size hammer, not no carpenter's hammer. You want to get a nice heavy hammer. You want to hit right here on the spindle. You want to hit this so hard that it pops that joint right out. So you take a hammer like this, pop it out. just like that, lean it to the side. Now we can work with this with no problem at all. All right, let's go to the other side. We'll be right back. All right, guys, see, this is what I was talking about over here. See how this boot's all messed up? The joint is still good, but what happens is there's grease inside here. And once that grease gets completely gone, it will mess up that joint, and eventually you're gonna need a tie rod. What I understand, she had both, guys, in the beginning of the video I said one bearing. Nope, it was 2 bearings that were done. All right, let's get our hammer. Pop it out just like that. This joint does have a little play in it, and it's gonna come a quick point where it should be changed. Now, I'm not sure if you can buy just the boot. I'm not sure. You gotta find that out for yourself. All right, we got both those done. We'll be right back. All right, guys, check this out. We wanted to show you this. Look at that strut right there. You see how wet that cylinder is? That is leaking. There's another sign of a bad strut, but we knew that already from the push down test. Check that out. Matter of fact, guys, let's go look at the other side, which tested out good. We'll be right back. Look at that, guys. Look how nice and clean that strut is. Look at that.
I don't know if I call that clean.
Well, nice and shiny, and it's dry. Put it that way. It's nice and dry. How about that? All right, yeah, buddy. Check that out, guys. We definitely got a bad strut over there, and it definitely messed up that bearing. All right, enough of this lollygagging. Let's get this thing apart. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to take off the caliper and unbolt the caliper from the spindle here to get all this over to the side. So what you're going to need is a 12mm socket. I'm using a 12mm 3/8 drive shallow. Now you can use your impact gun right here, cordless, or you can use your ratchet. And what you want to do is first take out that bolt right there that's holding the brake line in place. And then, so you don't lose the bolt, just stick that bolt right back in there. Now, before you take your caliper off, you want to try to find some place where you can put some mechanics wire or something to hang this caliper up, because you don't want it to hang on this hose or it will damage it. I'm going to use a little hook here, and it looks like this cover's all messed up right here. So it looks like I can hook that right about there. Now I'm going to switch over to my other cordless gun, and we got one bolt right here. Loose. Maybe not. Let's go back to our ratchet. Okay, loosen up that one. Okay, I'm gonna take this one out. Then take this one out, and while I'm doing this, these are slide pins right here. Just make sure your slide pins move back and forth. And you notice how these pins have one flat side and then a rounded side. That flat side always turns towards the caliper, so it sits right there just like that. So when you tighten or loosen that bolt, it'll stay into place. All right, so let's take this caliper out. Remember, don't let it hang there. We're gonna hook it on. Pull our bracket over here. Our hook. Good. Let's go to the other side, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we're on the passenger side now. Now, this is messed up, guys. Remember that flat side I was telling you about and all that? Look at this right here, man. And they put this up there, and that one actually started bending right there. This caliper was changed at one time, or something was changed, because these bolts are a different size of it, and they look a little shinier than the other one. Let's look at this one down here. Man, sometimes you be afraid to be touching stuff, man. This wow, that thing was loose. Let me see this one. No, that one was tight, but that one up there was loose. Let's take these out. So I'm not sure what happened there, guys. Let's take this bolt out. All right, let's put this bolt back up here. All right, take our caliper off. Unless this caliper, you know, let's take notice how that looks right there. How it's curve. Then we're gonna look at the other side. So let's hang our caliper up. Okay, look at this thing, man. Look at this. Look at this, guys. This thing is all bent out of place, and it's supposed to look like that right there. And that's about down here. Now I notice on the other side. Matter of fact, let me go. And no, oh yeah, take these bolts right here. Let's stick them back in there. And we just looked at that caliper right there. Let's go look at that other caliper. Maybe they changed the caliper, and that's the wrong caliper or something wrong. Let's go over and look at this other side. No, looks the same. So maybe they tightened it up without it being up there, and it just twisted it up. But I don't know, but that is definitely messed up. And we noticed that this down here, and now see this side, this one up here pin moved, but this one, that's stuck. So, you know, man, these guys that do these jobs, I don't understand them, man. Look at that. You can't even move. That thing was not even sliding back and forth or nothing. And that can also contribute to this bearing being messed up. Definitely contribute to that. When you step on the brakes, the thing is not stepping right. It starts shaking. This outer tie rod that Siri mentioned a minute ago, that can cause a bearing. You got to check it. But all this can come up because, well, not this, but this, because of the strut. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, next thing we do, take you a 17mm socket, 1/2-inch drive. You got the 2 bolts right here. These 2 bolts are holding on your caliper bracket, and your caliper bracket is holding on to your, holding your brake pads. So get my 1/2-inch drive gun, or you can use your 1/2-inch drive ratchet. You want to do the bottom one first, and then when you do the top one, hold the bracket because it could drop. All right, take both bolts out. Your whole bracket is going to slide right out just like that with the brake pads intact. And like I always taught you guys, put the bolts back in here. And Sivio mentioned another thing. Go to this brake pad over here. The shim, look at that, it's starting to come off. And eventually, guys, it will come off and it'll jam right up between the brake pad and the rotor, or the rotor and the tire. This is the result of when you get cheap brake pads. So definitely don't get no cheap brake pads, guys. Get something good with these, and where these are like riveted to the back of the brake pad. So let's set this down to the side and go take off the other side. We'll be right back. All right, we're on the other side. Got our same 17mm 1/2-inch. Bottom one first. Hold it in place. Take off the top one. Take it off. Put our bolts back in it, and we'll be right back. All right, guys. The next thing we do is take our rotors off, and it's got these 2 screws right here. As you can see, we are definitely going down a rabbit hole on this. These screws are messed up. Guys, if your screws are messed up, I don't know whether they wasn't able to get them out or they put them back in like this. I have no idea, but you really do not have to put those back in. You don't have to use that. Now it's messed up. And what's messed up about it, it's good to have an impact screwdriver, which I'm supposed to have, and I don't. But got a steel screwdriver. Let me. All right, guys. Plan B. Kind of figured that.
Drive away.
Yep, leave the car up in the air and out of here. All right, get you a chisel. Make sure your chisel got a nice sharp point to it. And what you're gonna do here is try to get that chisel in there. And first, you're gonna make a little indentation. That's where your chisel gonna grab at. Then you're gonna hold the chisel in a way that you're gonna be trying to loosen it up. So you're gonna go like that. And bingo.
Yeah, buddy.
That's right. It's Astral. Same thing with this other one. I'm not even going to mess around. That thing is completely stripped out. Make that indentation, and then... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yo, this is what's up. Let's make another indentation. Alright, let's see if we can somehow get this thing to turn. Am I turning? Did I turn it or no?
I'm chipping it.
Oh man, this is not good. Man, I'm telling you guys, I don't know why they put these screws back in there, but take the screws out. If yours like this, throw them out. You don't need them. Just caused me aggravation when I had to go behind you.
That's right. We did it.
What?
Us.
You put the screws in it? You know, it's rare when you get the customer.
You get charged double.
I know,
now.
it's rare when you get the customer admit they put they admit they put the screws in. All right, guys, let's go check out the other side. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we're on the other side, and this side is actually loose, so we can just take those out. Get rid of these. Should have got a small screwdriver, but it's okay. All right, and again, guys, you can throw those out. All right, take your rotors off. Set those to the side. We will be right back. All right, guys, the next thing we're going to do is but take off our ABS wheel speed sensor. You're going to have three 10mm bolts. You're going to have one right there holding the harness on, and then further back, you're going to have another one right there. So get your cordless impact with a 10mm deep 3/8 drive, and you're going to go one. Now these bolts may be different sizes, so just like I told you before, like take this one out right here, put this bolt back into place so you know exactly where it goes. Now your speed sensor will just twist a little bit and it'll pop right out of there. So let me see if I can do that from here. And you definitely want to twist it back and forth. And don't pull it by the wire or you will mess it up. Twist it back and forth. It comes out just like that. Lean that to the side. Put that bolt back into place. And then you got one more right over here. Take it out. Put the bolt back into place. You're not worrying about this one right here. Just lean that to the side. All right, let's go over there and do the other side. We'll be right back. All right, guys, same thing over here. 1, 2, and 3. Doesn't matter which one you do first. Take them out. Put the bolts back in. All right, let's get the rest of the other two done, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, the next part right here is we're going to be taking off our axle nut. Now, there's different ways of doing this. If you're trying to take this off right now and you're in this position, you're in a world of trouble. If you don't got no air tools or no impact or cordless gun, you are in a world of trouble because every time you go to try to turn this, the whole thing is going to spin. So what you want to do is, I know I shouldn't be telling you this now. You're like, now you tell me, Tim. Have your tire on the car, lay your tire to the ground, take your hubcap off, and you'll go right between, you look at the wheel, you'll go right between the center of the wheel. But we're in this position right now, so that's not going to happen. So what do? What you're going to do is take a long pry bar or something, and you will take the pry. Matter of fact, I guess I can show you better than I can tell you. I know you're like, Tim, now you tell me, man, I got my car jacked up. Everything? Alright, let me go get a pry bar, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, in case you come up with a problem like this, take a pry bar or something, put your pry bar right about there, have your socket on it, and now, as you turn it, now the pry bar is going to hold up against the ground. You can take your 1/2" ratchet and go ahead and take that off. This will be kind of tight because when you tighten these up, the end right here, you got to knock it inside that groove on the axle to stop that thing from turning. So when you first go to loosen it, it will have a problem. But having air tools or a cordless impact gun, take it. Oh yeah, the size I'm using, a 36mm impact. And take it. As you can see, in the beginning, it was kind of difficult coming off. That's because it was trying to open up that part right there. So let's put this down and go to the next side. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we're on the driver's side now. Let's get this one off. Great. Your axle will go back and forth just like this. That is no problem at all. Nothing's damaged. That's great. All right, let's put both nuts to the side and get ready to take off the lower control arm. We'll be right back. All right, guys, now take your wire cutters and don't get no cheesy pair like I got, guys. I don't know. Why can't I find mine, man? What the heck Sylvia do to my pair of wire cutters?
I was cutting some wire.
You're just funny. So get this out here. All right, lower control arm. The lower control arm. Here's your lower ball joint. You're gonna have a cotter pin down here. Same thing with the top. You wanna get that out of the way. Unbend one end of it. And once you get that one end bent out of the way, you can use this. Now, notice how I'm going at an angle. So what I'm gonna use the nut right there as like a prying. I'm gonna use this like a pry bar. So now I squeezed in, grab the cotter pin, use that nut as a pry point, and go like that. Pull it right out. All right, let's go to the other side. Be right back. All right, guys, let's get this one over here. Bend the 2 tabs back. Again, use it as like a prying point. Pull it out. That's done. Now, what size nut we got here? Nope. All right, looks like this 19mm socket is going to be our favorite. Okay, we got a 19mm socket again with a 1/2" drive impact. You got the nut right there. So what you want to do? Get your 1/2" drive gun, cordless or air. Take that off. Now, turn your wheel or turn your wheel. Just turn the spindle all the way to the side. Again, here we go again, guys. Now this part right here, this part is crucial. You gotta watch this. If you ain't got no good aim or nothing, don't try this. I don't know what the heck you're gonna do at that point. Get somebody else to do it then. Call somebody down the block who got a good aim. Now, the shock and awe thing. We're gonna shock this lower control arm right at this point. Not up here, right there. And then once you shock it enough, that joint's gonna come loose and you'll be able to grab this entire spindle and pick it right now. I can't pick it up. Nope, it ain't gonna happen because it's jammed in there just like the outer tie rod. So take your big hammer, right about there, make sure everything's out of the way. Nope, not yet. There it is, popped right up. Take the joint, pick it up just like that. Just that easy. Take your axle, hold your axle back, and at the same time, take your whole spindle, and you're gonna pull it forward towards you. So this hand's gonna hold the axle in place, and this hand's gonna grab your spindle and all. Oh, you gotta make sure it's out of there. And sometimes, okay, guys, this is cool that it's happening right now. You see right now, I can't go up enough because my lower control arm is right there. So I'm like jammed. So take your pry bar. This ain't gonna take a lot. There's a hole right in the middle of your lower control arm, right there. See the hole right there? Mm-hmm. Take your pry bar, put it between there, and you're gonna use that, or you know what, I'm gonna go over here under the frame. Move that down a little bit. Get that to come right out of there. And of course, you can see this pry bar is not happening, man. So, I mean, it's a good pry bar. It's Craftsman, but this is the Craftsman. Yeah. This is not happening because this thing is just not going low enough to get out of there. So what we're going to have to do, get us a bigger pry bar. Or, check this out. If you don't have a big pry bar, use the jack handle from your hydraulic jack. That works perfectly. All right, let's get that. We'll be right back. All right, guys, got a bigger pry bar. Yeah, buddy. This what's up. That's what's up, yo. Pull it down a little bit. Oh, and it still won't go down. So what we're going to have to do is hold it down. And you know what? Let's take our axle out a little bit more because this axle is not letting us go like we want to. Still. Let's get this thing in. Look at that, guys, right there, man. You know what? Okay. It wants to play like that. No problem. We can do this. We're gonna do this another way, a nice, easy way. Leave that alone. All right. Let's go up here. Get our cutters. Our upper control arm is right here. Upper ball joint right there. Let's take out this cotter pin right here. Same way. Now with this one right here, you're not going to be able to use your gun unless you're going to use a swivel socket. What you're going to end up doing is probably using your ratchet. Let's get the right socket size here. We got a 17 millimeter. Now this one, just like I said, you're going to have to use your ratchet or the 3/8 drive ratchet. Let me get my 1/2 inch drive ratchet. And we're going to take this out. All right, we'll be right. All right, 17 millimeter deep, 1/2 inch drive with my 1/2 inch drive. Guys, this ratchet is cool. Definitely go to Harbor Freight. I shouldn't even be up here talking about Harbor Freight and all. Definitely go to Harbor Freight. You gotta get yourself this 1/2 inch drive ratchet. These things are cool because what happens is if you don't have enough leverage on something, pull the button back, you can telescope it. These things are great. Harbor Freight owes me for money for that, so just to let you know that. All right, so let's go up here, take this bolt out, take the nut out, loosen it up. Once you get it loosened up, pretty much comes out by itself. Now, guys, again, if this next part, again, just like the lower ball joint, if you're not comfortable with this part, get somebody else to do it. Because this next part right here takes a little aim. What you're going to do is you're going to hit the spindle right at that point right there. Not up there. You're going to hit it right there. You're going to hit it to loosen up that joint. So, take your hammer. Pop it out just like that. You see that? Just hit that. Oh yeah, I should have told you guys, definitely do not hit those threads, because if you hit them threads, you're done for. All right, now that we got that out, we can lean our spindle forward and pick it up out from the lower control arm. And remember, keep your axle in place. And take it right out. One is done. All right, let's go to the other side and we'll be right back. All right, guys, check this out. You see the grease all in between there? That's coming from that bearing. So that bearing is definitely shot. All right, so let's take our cutters. We got a cotter pin up here. Let's take this cotter pin out. Okay, then we got two things. We got our 17 millimeter up here. So we use our ratchet. Let's turn that, get that off. And then you're going to switch over to your 19 millimeter and get your air gun and take the bottom one off. So let's take those off and we'll be right back. All right, guys, now the hammer part. Remember, do not, if you hit them threads, you are done. So, I mean, if you want...
Then what you have to do, replace the whole spindle?
Well, no, you can get a rethreader, a tool to rethread it, to mess up the damn thing. If you want, guys, you can put the nut back on it like that. Just in case you do hit it, you're going to hit that and it's no problem at all. So again, shock and awe. You're gonna hit the lower control arm right there, and you'll know when it breaks loose when you'll be able to pick this whole thing up. It actually popped up a little bit. Cool, great. Take the nut back off, but we're not done yet. Now let's go to the top, and stay away from the threads. Now if you're not comfortable with it, put the nut back on it. That way it protects your threads. And then you want to just hit right about there. And it popped loose. Let's hold that down a little bit. Take that off. Okay. Make sure your axle is back. If you still got that nut here on this axle and you start to pull this apart, you will pull those joints right out of that axle. So definitely watch out for that. There you go. We have now got both of them off. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys. Next thing. Wait a minute. Let's stop and listen to them argue. Well, no, they stopped. All right. Next thing, get you a 17mm wrench. Put it over here on the nut over here. Because right now we're going to, being that we're doing the struts, this is the easiest thing right now. They're right here. Take your 17mm shallow socket, 1/2" drive. Get your 1/2" drive cordless gun. And on this side, you're going to have the bolt. The wrench is going to hold it in place. Take the nut off. And take the bolt out. Now, you can see there's a hard time getting this bolt out. Now, if you want, you can go ahead and fight with this if you want. But no. We're not going to do that. What we're going to do now is switch over to your 14mm deep 3/8 drive with your 3/8 drive cordless gun or ratchet. Follow up to the strut. Go to the other side of the car. You're going to have 3 14mm nuts right there. So, what we're going to do here, I'm going to switch over to my 14mm deep 1/2" drive with my 1/2" drive ratchet, and I'm just going to break those loose. Or you can go ahead and continue taking them out all the way, but nope. Now I'm going to switch back over to my 14. Take off the 2 front ones. Take them off completely. Then this one, slowly take it off. Go around this side. Just hold this in place just a little bit. And while you're continuing to take that one out. Okay, took that nut out, and this whole thing will still give you a hard time. It sucks. So here we go again. So now we're going to take our 17mm, and we're going to be unbolting this. It's going to be a cool little trick, guys. We're going to be unbolting this, and at the same time, just from spinning it loosely, it should start walking out. And if it don't, I just push it in. If it don't, get you a pry bar or something, stick it right there. Take it out just like that. Now that we got that out, your strut assembly. And don't hope it's supposed to fit between. If it don't fit between there, we in some trouble. Or get it enough to fit right over there. And that is gonna suck if it don't. What I try to do is get this out without having to, back here, that look like a 14mm bolt. That's what's holding the strut in. But sometimes this thing gets stuck in there, and what you gotta do is take a chisel and go right between there and open that up. But it's hard to get to. So we're trying to get this out like that, which sucks, which means that's gonna suck. Because, wait a minute, let me pick this up, bring this out, and bring it out. Why didn't I do that in the first place? All right, again, now we can see it better. We can see all the moisture right there on that strut. That letting us know this strut was definitely leaking. So let's set this down and let's go on to the other side. Be right back. All right, guys, we're on the passenger side now. 17mm at the bottom. Got our wrench on the other side. Take that off. Let's see if this will walk itself out. Nope. So over here, again, take a screwdriver or a pry bar, anything to get right between there and walk that out. All right, and just so you don't lose it, put the nut back on the bolt, put that to the side. Now let's go to the top. Three 14mm nuts, take those off. Again, I'm using my 1/2 inch to loosen them up. Then switch over to the cordless gun and take those out. Now this thing gonna drop. Well, it's gonna came down a little bit. Yeah. So now that we got the trick to it, the trick is bring it down. Of course, you see it's stuck up there. So let's get us something to tap it down a little bit. You know what? Okay, let's use our ratchet. Stuck up here a little bit. It's like the other side come out good and this one don't. Dang it. All right, so we're gonna do, let's get us a hammer. It doesn't matter. Now if you're using if you're getting the Struts cartridges, then you gotta be very careful of this. But being that we got an assembly, we're not worried about damaging the threads on this. So let me get a hammer and I'll be right back. All right, got a little hammer. Okay, came out, bring it forward and up. And if you notice how right around there, look how nice and clean that looks, dry, no wetness at all. This strut is actually still good. But when you do them, you want to do them in pairs. So that is cool. This one is good. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, here we are. Check those out, the new Strut Assemblies. One side is left side, one side is right side, so don't confuse them. Well, I ain't gonna say that. You ain't gonna get it on anyway. So this one is the right side. So let's take it over here.
How do you know?
Goes on the box.
Oh, cheater.
That's right. Other than that, I just have to sit here and match them up with the other one. Now, what's cool about this is this one is already marked. This one's got the R for the right side and, well, the letter's gone for the left side. So we know this one's gonna be over here. The other one is going to be over here. Now, what do we have to do now? Now we have to take off this lower bracket right here and change them over. Now, the reason why I didn't want to do that before is because if you turn this over, taking that bolt out, even though you take that bolt out, this thing still gets really jammed up in here. So what you got to do is take a chisel and put it between there, and that will open that up just enough to get that strut out. This part is facing on the inside of the car, so there's no way you can get a chisel in there. So let's turn both of them over. this, and this one like this. All right, guys, we'll be right back. All right, guys, let's get them changed over. Grab your 14mm deep 1/2" drive impact. Get your 1/2" drive gun, whether air or cordless. You want to take out the bolt on each side. So let's go over here. Oh, that's cool. Dang it, if I knew that, I wouldn't have did it. Because I noticed when I did this, I noticed that opened up a little bit. Dang it! Well, it's still kind of, you know, it is. Never mind. Good, we did this way. Let's take this one out. Let's go back over here. Take this one out. All right, let me see something here, guys. So, what did that tell me? That I didn't have to do that. I could have just took that out. No. Let me.
But you didn't know.
No. Actually, because would I have had enough room to bring this forward? Because I dropped this one down. This thing dropped down. No, guys, just do it this way. Don't mess up. Just do it this way. All right, we got both bolts. Take both of them out. Now, on your new Struts assembly, you're going to notice a little tab right there. That tab is not going to be located anywhere else around there except right there. That tab has to line up right with the opening groove on this bracket. Take this off, bring it to the side, bring it to the side, bring this one in, this one in. Also, take this back off. That groove right there, when this bolt goes through there, that bolt has to go right there. So if you don't got that lined up, that bolt will not go in. Now, this is a little bit difficult coming on. Now, this is the part where I was talking about. You take your chisel, a hammer, and you set it right there. And you hit it a few times. It'll open that up enough you can put that on with no problem whatsoever. On. Now let's take our bolt, put our bolt in, start it off by a couple threads. Make sure that tab is right in between. This one I should have did a little bit more, but it's okay. Put that up there. Now, when you put your bolt in, definitely make sure you can turn that bolt in by hand by a few threads, because if not, you'll cross-thread it. You will never be able to tighten that up. Grab your air gun or cordless gun. Make sure that tab is lined up and tighten up the bolt. Perfect. Both of them is done. All right, before we get to the bearings, let's reinstall these struts. We'll be right back.